BTC 111K. We've taken out all-time high after all the drama yesterday, including some dumps. So guys, is this going to be the signal for some altcoin breakouts that we are going to be looking at on some very high time frames, as well as the lower stuff? So guys, I got tons of setups for you. We're talking altcoins. I'm going to show you exactly my plan with BTC. We got so much to talk about here. Let's get right into it. And remember, as always, hit that like, hit the bell, and hit the subscribe, guys. I do this every single day on Banter Plus. Sometimes even on the weekends, you're going to see the Chart Hackers team here. So make sure you are subscribed here as well. And I saw Crypto Lady, that comment. I love that comment because that is basically my sentiment at the moment here. Guys, I was actually talking to James offline. So before we get into everything, I just want to tell you my feeling. Personally, I'm not feeling super comfortable. Now, what I'm seeing is Sol, ETH, and a lot of these tokens sitting at higher time frame resistance, big resistance zones. So yes, there is a possibility of a breakout, but exactly what Crypto Lady was saying there, let's long the top together. So guys, if you're prepared to long the top into resistance, well, we're going to have a discussion today. I'm personally feeling a little bit uncomfortable. I've clipped a couple of profits. I'm going to take you through a couple of things. If there's a breakout trade now on Sol that I'm looking at, we're going to take it together. Okay, we'll send it or end it. Okay, let's go. And I see JK's in the house. Yeah, that 𝗧𝗿, guys, I'm covering that 𝗧𝗿. What an absolute dog show that was. Now let's go. WLD, I'm talking about that today, but the bears are going to love me because I got a short setup coming on WLD. So brace yourself, Sheila. Then we've got Hype as well, looking super bullish at the moment. 𝗏 doing well, and I've just opened a scalp on 𝗏, a little long pop. Let's see if they're going to rinse me. Also longing the top here of 𝗏 at the moment. It feels like that season until it stops working. So all round looking good. Tower at the bottom, you can see that Bitsensor also looking good, moving to a danger zone. You want the bullhorn, you can have the bullhorn, no problem, sir. Okay, bullhorn is locked in, but I'm telling you guys, I'm not feeling great. If we get breakouts, cool, we're going to ride them, but I'm feeling a little bit, I don't know. This morning was good, okay, but this morning with dupes was good, but right now, I don't know. Let's see. Okay, let's go. BTC on the 2 hour, what are we looking at exactly? Now, let's go back in time. Let's talk about the drama from yesterday. So just to highlight what went down yesterday with me, I had a short limit order short at 110K. It didn't make it. It started rejecting. I panic shorted at like 109, 500, give or take, and I got a 75K short on BTC over there. Then it dropped down, all the way down. I even dropped this chart on Twitter. I said VWAP incoming around 106K. I went $200,000 long on that VWAP 382, bang. And I woke up this morning with quite a little banger on BTC. But at the same time, my limit short order was waiting at 110, and that picked up at exactly 110. And that brought my short average entry to just under 110K. I have now closed that short. And I was actually asking Dupes this morning on that live stream what he thinks I should be doing. And I was looking at this and I thought, look, if there's going to be one more pop in the market, I'm going to close this short. So now I am net long 200K on BTC. So that is the current situation there, and I nailed that one. Okay, guys, it was a simple hot zone play. VWAP 382 horizontals and $200,000 long on BTC. Let's see if we get aggressive now and squeeze, we're going to print, but I don't know how long I'm going to stick around in that one. Then all I've got left at the moment, Link, $62,000 long. I've got Ondo, 44,000 and virtual 32. These are my final plays here on this account until we get some kind of reset or whatever. Let's see how that goes. These are my final big ones. Okay, obviously we can trade a scalp or two and then grow the shit out of that, but we'll see how that goes. Okay, so in terms of BTC, let's just finalize some key levels. Zone number one you want to be watching, 110, 400. You can see why that is a nice support zone for us. That seems to be holding up at the moment. Then zone number two, 109, 500. That is your interim bullish banger zone. Okay, 109, 500. If you get a quick dip into there, I think it would be reasonable to expect some kind of quick bounce out of BTC. It could be just a downtrend if that does play out, but look out there, 109, 500. And then we've got 108K, and this makes a lot of sense to me. This is a 382, and this should cover a wick fill. Now, these are the short-term bullish zones, short-term stuff. If the market really starts falling over, you're going to see a situation where we lose trend, and then we start looking at levels much, much lower down. So right now, all we need to do is keep our eyes on, number one, this Bitcoin rising trend on the 2-hour. As long as we're holding this trend, we should be okay. And number two, our second eye, we're going to be keeping on BTC dominance, which keeps on dropping, okay? And we're going to watch that until we get a hard bounce out of that dominance, and that is going to be the lesson when we start getting slapped around. Okay, so are you guys ready for that? Let me know if I'm talking sense here in the chats. And I didn't even tell everybody James was here. James is here. Mr. 𝗏𝗏𝗘𝗏 in the house. Are you bullish or bearish today? What's going on?
Cautiously bullish again. Because yeah, this is high danger zone, but it sure feels nice to break all-time high. But if I was the market maker, I'd smash everybody and send it down.
You would though. Hey, you would, because you
would kill them all.
Yeah, he's dark like that. Let's look at the lickies and let's look at some news. Let's see what's going on at the moment. Okay, so let's talk some lickies here. Where's my licky shirt? There's my licky shirt. Okay, let's talk some lickies here. We $460 million lickies at the moment. Now, today was actually quite a choppy day so far, and we did see a lot of drama. We had the 𝗬𝗏𝗃 hack, which affected all the 𝗬𝗏 tokens as well, and there was a lot of pain there on 𝗬𝗏𝗃. I mean, my God, I'll take you through a trade that I had on 𝗬𝗏𝗃 earlier this morning. I actually dropped it on Twitter. I was in a hole. I was in a 300% hole or something stupid on that thing. And guys, just a note, 15 years ago, it's National, what do we call it? BTC Pizza Day. 15 years ago, this dude, Laszlo, a Floridian programmer, bought 2 Papa John's pizzas for 10,000 BTC.
He didn't sleep last night. He did not. He just sat watching the charts crying all night long.
I'm sure he's over it. He must be over it by now. I reckon if he was playing around with it, then he must have held it.
How do you not beat yourself up with this all the time for the rest of your life with Bitcoin where it is?
I don't know.
10,000 Bitcoin. Holy shit.
$1 billion, guys. $1 billion. Okay, so happy Bitcoin Pizza Day. 10,000 BTC for a Papa John's pizza. But remember, I mean, back then it was just magic internet money. I mean, it was a joke back then. Now, very important announcement here. And instead of me telling you exactly what the announcement is, I'm just going to play you the quick clip because I was live trading with Dupes this morning, and we spoke about a very important thing happening for me and David Tech on Bybit tomorrow. We are trading live on Bybit. Here we go. Watch this video here quickly, and this will explain exactly what is going on. You know what I'm doing tomorrow? Let me give you a clue. Okay, I'm going to get. Okay, you actually have no idea what I'm doing tomorrow, but let me give you a clue. Okay.
Where's the chicken? And what are you doing with it?
I'm trading against the chicken tomorrow. Okay. So David Tech and myself are joining a Bybit live stream tomorrow. Yeah, we're trading his chicken versus my chicken. It's 50x leverage, $100 a trade. If the chicken eats out of the green bowl, we go long. He's using Popcat. I'm using Fartcoin. And
so they have the chicken on video, like you can actually eat.
I'm busy setting up my own chicken right now. So
did he bring it from Sri Lanka?
Yeah, he's getting it set up for me. So if the chicken eats out of the red bowl, I have to go short 50x. I actually wanted 100x, but they limited on Popcat to 50x.
Yes.
So I have to change it. But I thought 100x, $100, 5 trades.
No,
so we got 5 bullets.
This is the best idea I've ever heard of. This is brilliant.
My chicken's name is Jeff.
My name is Jeff.
My name is Jeff. Well, guys, it really is going on. And my chicken's...
My name is Jeff.
His name is Jeff.
My name is Jeff.
Yeah, there he is. Okay, so Jeff's coming to the party, and we're doing that live Bybit trading tomorrow. So make sure you tune in. It's gonna be fucking hilarious, actually. I mean, we're literally gonna 50 or 100x long this shit out of a chicken eating out of a red and a green bowl. Okay, so make sure you are watching this. Follow Bybit Official for the exact drop. But there's the link there. It's you can actually click on their link and tune in. So that is happening tomorrow, 8 a.m. UTC. Okay, so yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. And I mean, it's a little bit crazy, but it's going to be good. It's going to be good. And David Sachs, he's back in the news, and he says, I think for all these reasons, the stablecoin bill is going to pass. Okay, well, where are we on this bill, James? What's the latest here?
This is huge. This is what's going to fix the bond market that everyone's screaming the sky is falling. The reason that they want this pushed through so badly, this Genius Act will allow stablecoin legitimization, and then they can go ahead and buy all the treasuries. Stablecoin issuers are one of the largest treasury holders in the world, right? But behind Japan and some other big countries. So they can ape in, if that's put on the bill here that they're allowed to hold them as reserves, they buy up the bonds, the bond market's fixed, numbers come down.
Okay,
this has to pass. We need this.
That's pretty bullish. Okay, huge. I mean, that's going to save the treasury situation.
Huge and massive.
But you see, now you're giving me FOMO. Am I holding on to my BTC long? Like,
no,
it's
I think you should actually.
Not good. It's not
Don't
good. When are they passing this bill? When are they passing
partial
this bill?
TP, but don't close it, because if that shit passes, now I don't know. Somebody in the comments was just saying, "Man, I got a bad feeling. There's going to be bad news on this bill or something."
When is this happening?
We don't know, because they fight about it for a bit in Congress there, and then they have to vote and all that, right? It depends on when they actually come to an agreement. They secure the votes. They actually do the vote. But I think it's going to pass, because they have to fix this bond market. So it's bipartisan. They have to do this to save the country. I think it'll go through.
Save the country. I mean, that's dramatic. But okay, guys, to save America. To save America. That's what they're going to do. Okay. Japan's 40-year bond yield just spiked to an all-time high of 3.6%. Apparently, Jesse Cohen says, that's not good. BOK nowhere in sight. Okay, it's not good, guys. It actually isn't good. And I think the S&P is actually responding correctly. I think we're seeing crypto obviously pumping into this bill that James is talking about. But the S&P is doing what we were expecting it to do earlier. And most of the guys, and I'm talking about the big guys, the institutions, are actually short. There's short interest on the S&P at the moment. Now, I don't know if it's... Yeah, I don't know if this is a good or a bad thing. When everybody in the same room is short, you could get a squeeze out of the market. But, I mean, we've seen these situations before. All these guys go max short, and then it pumps again.
Well, the retail is buying the shit out of it. That's what makes no sense. Like, that was Monday, wasn't it? That they bought the largest intraday trading ever for retail, 4.1 billion in 3 hours on Monday open, when we were expecting a massive dump on the downgrade. It's like, what? Retail just keeps FOMOing in.
Yeah, so I don't know. Look, guys, it's anyone's guess at the moment. My play is still short S&P up here, 6162. That is really what I'm looking for. I obviously wanted a pump by now so that we could get that positioning in. That falls in line with my Microsoft short as well that I'm trying to get going at the moment. So S&P, guys, it is looking bearish. Everyone is getting bearish on it. And I think one of the easiest routes here is to just have a final pump here. Print some bearish divergence, bang, and send us into resistance, and bang, we go down. So that is really what I'm looking for. Alejandro, he's chilling in Chile, bro. That is nice to have somebody watching all the way in Chile. Good to have you here, sir. And obviously, guys, the other big one is this bullish gold situation. So we got massive gold support at 3,240. So any higher time frame gold traders, the guys trading the 12 hours and things like that, 3,240. Look for some kind of move somewhere in that region. That should be pretty bullish for us on gold. And I really believe that could tie in, this little dump on gold could tie in with a final push on the S&P, and then some kind of big reversal there for us. Now, in terms of the gold degen setup, I shorted gold yesterday on BTCC, and I wore that stop. It was a 0.5% stop. And I was looking for a gold short at 3368. So that is still my trigger zone that I'm looking at for gold. And right now it is turning over. So we are going to expect some kind of reversal soon at some point. So in terms of a possible short-term spike gold long, you might find something here, 3,250, that sort of region. That could give you a short-term gold pump to the upside. And I'm still looking at that zone, or as a zone of interest there for me on gold. That's 786. And undercarriage that you see over there. I love those undercarriages, and that looks like an interesting zone there for me on gold. In terms of a trend line, well, interesting. I mean, you can see, you can be a little bit subjective with where you put trends, but there is a rejection at the moment, and there is an order block there, and that does make sense. But for me, 3368 is the next big one for me on gold, and then a little long, maybe 3250 makes some sense. Now, in terms of my only trade on them at the moment on BTCC is this Microsoft short that I'm still building, and my bias is that the S&P is going to have a breather, and then this thing should start falling over at resistance. Okay, so I'm still looking for that to play out. It's been quite a few days, and we're getting to that point now. We could have an extreme pop here and then a reversal or whatever, but I'm sticking to the short. 464 is my next order, waiting to pick up, and by then I should have a full size there, and then we can hopefully start rolling over or get lickies. Okay, so lickies for me is above 469. If you close above that zone for me, that's probably an exit plan on any shorts. Okay, and JK is still running the 50x XRP from earlier. Guys, how good was that live session with Dupes earlier today? We smashed that. Moodeng was an absolute ripper. XRP was good. and Bonk was pretty good as well, but then the market chopped around and got a bit messy, but it was a hell of a session. So let me know if you guys want more of that, number one, and number two, obviously, if you guys enjoyed it. I really had that. I really enjoyed that session. Okay, let's go Tesla. So this is the one of the trades I dropped in the daily candle today. Remember, Thursday is the Hackers Day, so the Hackers team drops free alpha in the daily candle. That is the newsletter that gets emailed to you for absolutely free. And Tesla is one of the setups looking for this week or next week. And I'm still looking for a short for Tesla anywhere into this type of region here, up to 380. And I'm looking for that bearish divergence print there. And we want to send that down. So ideally, you know, this ties in with the S&P bumping into all-time highs or reversing. And then we should get one more pump here on Tesla and then hopefully a rollover. So that is kind of what I'm looking at the moment on Tesla. And guys, the daily candle, it's free into your inbox. All you do is go into the show description. Oh, I got the wrong description here, but you click on more and it's all there waiting for you under the show description. So that's all you need to do to get free alpha into your inbox. Okay, so there's Tesla, Microsoft, no changes to that. Then in terms of bar chart, they're saying BTC on track for the first golden cross since October. The last one sent prices soaring 46% over 2 months. Oof. But sometimes we get a nice little dump after a golden cross. It is interesting. And I like that, Maritza, the Kylan show this morning.
I was going to say, was that a thing on the show? It was 4 a.m. for me, so I didn't catch it. Were you guys, is this a new bromance thing? Is the Kylan show?
Somebody said that in the chats, and I actually thought they misspelled my name. But now I'm getting
I did too at first. I'm like, oh, this is Kyle and Dylan together.
Now I'm getting it. So guys, in terms of a golden cross, you can see it's on the way. What is the golden cross? Reminder, it's the 50-day moving average crossing above the 200-day moving average. So on my chart here, the red one is the 50-day, the blue one is the 200-day, and this is effectively a golden cross. Now, what typically happens in these situations is you get a dump into the golden cross, and I believe that could have been it yesterday. That 3% dump on BTC could have been the flush out on that golden cross. And what does that comment? He's actually a laugh. I tell you what, Kyle's actually a laugh. He's a solid dude, and I chat to him a lot. He's banger.
He's so serious on the show, though.
Yeah, but he's a banger.
Always, I'm like, man, he's so serious. Throw us a joke or something. Make me laugh.
You must see him after a couple of drinks. Okay, you must see that. I've had some fun with Kyle.
I'd like to see that because he's just serious. All business on the show all the time.
No, he's a very funny guy. I enjoy his company, and we had a good vibe today. It was good. Okay, so guys, there's your golden cross, and in terms of what are we looking at now? So look, we played out at all-time high. We got our rejection. It was a 3.5% rejection. Okay, cool. It wasn't amazing, but 3.5% was pretty big. It took out quite a lot of people yesterday, and it put you guys under a lot of pressure, I'm sure, including myself. A lot of those trades, they started sweating down, and I thought, fuck, do I have to close some of these? And then we got that beautiful bounce off that VWAP. So nice recovery. Now, in terms of daily timeframes, what are we watching? Keep it simple. On this region, 108 to 106 looks like a big zone for me. 108 to 106 looks like your first line of bullish support on the daily. Then a backup zone for you, 103 to 101. Looks like the next one. Kyle is so nice. Every mother's darling. Kyle's cool.
That made you the bad boy.
Apparently, I don't know. But, yeah, look, I had a good time. Okay, so guys, those are the higher time frame levels. So these are the levels that we look at on BTC. I know it's easy to get lost in smaller time frames, 15 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hour, but really when the shit hits the fan, you zoom out and you say, where are my actual big zones? And that BTC daily chart, just watch those big ones. Okay, that is going to tell you the real story with what is happening there. And those are the big zones for me that make a lot of sense. Now, I did that live trading with dupes this morning. Make sure you are subscribed to Crypto Live. There is a link in the show description for that new channel. I know some of you guys couldn't find Crypto Live, so grab it at the link in the show description. Make sure you are subscribed, because occasionally we're going to do impromptu sessions on Crypto Live, and you'll catch us, including Run and Sheldon and the other guys as well will be there. So make sure you are subscribed and getting ready to go there on that one. Okay, let's go. And come on, just one more pump, James. Hey, just one more pump. Just one more pump. Come on. Okay, let's talk some lickies here.
You know, a couple people in chat are going, you know what? They're going to save this Genius Act news for Friday afternoon, market close, 4:03 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, whether good or bad. That would make sense. That's when we get the news.
God. Okay, look, either way, we're going to have a banging weekend. We're going to probably be long as fuck, and then we're going to short it on Sunday on the Sunday show. So, yeah, it's going to be good. Look, liquidations 1 week. I thought it's best we pull out the 1 week liquidation heat map just to give you guys a proper picture as to what is going on now. Look at all the fun. If you were a market maker and that was your business, and you got to your office every single day and you said, where can I make the most money for my business today? Where would you send the price? Okay, I'm asking you, I'm not telling you. If you ran a business that involved liquidating people, okay, where would you take it? So you can see all the way down here, 108, that's a big one. We know that's an easy grab, 108. And that is our 382 FIP. Easy grab there for the market makers. Where's another one? 105, call it 106. And then 102, nice and juicy. So where's 106? Bang on the 0.5 fib over there. Okay, there's 106 and 105. Lo and behold, what is it? A 618 tied into a VWAP. If there was a banger, there's a banger. Okay, there's a banger there for you. Okay, 105, call it 105K. Somewhere in that region is making sense. Come, one more pump, BTs. Okay, let's go. Just a reminder, 𝗵𝗃𝗃 gets it right a lot. I'm going to talk about this tweet a lot until we're done, okay? And because he gets it right. Sometimes people they get upset when he drops this stuff and it goes up and everyone goes, oh, I told you so. And then what happens 2 weeks later? He arrives when Bitcoin's back at 98K and the alts are getting wrecked. He arrives with a tweet and says, remember, I said I spoke about this 3 weeks ago. And then you're going to see that. So I actually clip this thing. I'll get FJ to clip this because I'll send it to 𝗵𝗃𝗃𝗃. I'll come
it
to
sometimes takes quite a while, but yeah, he likes to pull that out 6 months later even. He's like, what did I tell you, dumbasses?
I told you.
Went exactly to my level. It went home. They even made a song about ETH going home with him and all this shit. He was right.
I must get him on the show. If he'd give me the honor of getting him on my show, I'd like to get him on that. Okay, scientists have made a bracelet that converts stress into electricity. Crypto traders.
Fucking superheroes.
Okay, let's see. Warning bells, guys. Let's look at the 4-hour warning bell. If your name was 𝗏𝗏, Bio, SPX, 𝗏𝗏, and Bank, would you be longing it up here in the overbought section on the 4-hour RSI heat map? Yes or no? Let me know in the chats. This is looking a little bit spicy. There might be, for all the clusters that are anywhere in the strong zone, there might be one more push. So anything under the strong zone, I'm talking near, with, ETH, SOL, dogs, CeeLo, I'm just reading random names here, Power, Quick, Dodo, DeFi, anywhere in that strong zone, there might be one more push. 𝗏𝗏, short. Bio short, SPX short, 𝗏𝗏 short, Bank short zones, all of those things, okay? Be careful up here. Things are getting hot. Look at Cetus. That thing fucked out so bad. We're going to be talking about this one in a couple of minutes.
Dr. P's dirty, needs a rinse.
Who's Dr. P?
One right here. Hell yeah, long as
He's buying the top. He's buying the top. Okay. Okay, let's go. Market BTC dominance. Guys, this is the big one. Okay, this is the big one. And you noticed a little bit of chop today. Look at that. 50-day moving average acting as support. 50-day MA. Bang on support here at the moment. We need to get underneath that. Look how the 50-day MA acts as resistance. Look here. Resistance over there. Breaks through. Now it is support. This is danger for altcoins here, especially if Bitcoin rolls over. So look out in this region from 63.8 down to 63.6. This is a high probability bounce zone on dominance. So if you get another pop, let's say, for example, ETH breaks resistance right now, and the SOL chart I'm about to show you breaks resistance at 180. Okay, if it breaks and they push to 190 or something like that, 195, things like that, you're going to find this dominance chart sitting here. And you're going to probably be in a position here where you could get yourself in a bit of a spot if dominance is going to bounce. So I just want to highlight this zone again. It works very nicely in terms of reading this. Obviously, what we want to see as altcoin traders is this thing trend all the way down. Okay, I agree. That is what we want to see. But in terms of short-term, high-leverage stuff, be careful. Bounce zone, that can hurt your altcoins. Bounce zone, that can hurt your altcoin. 63.3 as well. Also a danger zone, okay? Now, another big one for us, USDT dominance. And we're getting what we wanted so far. As you can see, we're in a strong downtrend. We lost that bear flag, bang. We lost the next bear flag, bang. And that is good. Obviously, that is good for the market. It means money is flowing into crypto, Bitcoin, altcoins, all those things. And what we need to look out for right now is a support zone on USDT dominance. And this tells us that we are in a possible bounce area. And if we are in a bounce area, it could just be a bearish retest But what will a bearish retest do on a small move like that on USDT dominance? That could hurt you if you're longing the top, okay, on 20x. Now, if you're taking these breakout trades now on 20x, you're longing the top, and this thing pushes up, you're going to get hiding. You're going to get a proper hiding on some of these altcoins. So watch this USDT dominance chart. Obviously, what you want to see, let's lose this horizontal. Let's lose this level, and then we'll, at some point, we'll be watching this for a bearish retest to the upside. But right now, guys, dominance on a bounce zone, we need to lose that. USDT dominance on a bounce zone, we need to lose that as well. When we start losing that, I'm happy, then I'm more comfortable, and then you're going to see me a little bit less stressed, okay? We're going to be talking about all these breakout players and all these fun things. Now, let's go to ETH, and just like Sol, ETH is exactly under the 200-day moving average. In parts, in fact, some of these charts look identical, and we are at our second push into the 200-day moving average. Now you can wear a bear cap and say, cool, this is major resistance, and we expect a fight in that area. Could be some kind of rejection in that zone. So that is a major zone. So 2,700, big danger zone for me on ETH. What do we need to do? We need to pop through here to about 2.9. Then we'll find support on that 200-day MA, and then we can long this thing all day, okay? We can long it all day, and we're going to test that support on ETH later on. Right now, this is a danger zone. So later on, whenever this is, we're going to come back and we're going to look for longs off the 200-day MA. Look what happens in the past. Let's just look at these couple of areas here. Look at that. 200-day MA support, bang. 200-day MA support, bang. Look at that. How many times do you want to hear me say bang? And that is what we want to do. So we want to get above that 200-day MA. But until then, this is resistance. So I'm a little bit uncomfortable with USDT dominance on support. I'm a little bit uncomfortable with BTC dominance on support and ETH at resistance. Okay, just saying. Okay, if we break through, then we can start getting a little bit more excited. Now, one of the plays with ETH that you might want to chase a breakout with, if there is an ETH breakout, is 𝗵𝗵, as you guys know, and this is obviously one of my favorites. I've missed all sorts of entries on 𝗵𝗵, and yeah, I'm tracking it. Obviously, I want a piece of it, and it's going to be the first thing I'm going to go for when ETH does start breaking, or at least have a go at this thing. But in terms of where could you possibly get this, 1428 makes sense to me. 1344. Okay, we do have this guy 139. Okay, but this is the big one. You can see we in this channel here. Okay, so you know that could easily be playing out for us over the next while. So just watch these areas. I'm not in a rush. Okay, I'm having a go on like whiff on a breakout. But yeah, I just want to be patient. Okay, I'm setting my alarm here. And guys, remember, all these charts, don't panic. They go straight into Chart Hackers directly after the show. So if you're a member of Chart Hackers, you've got access to all these show charts. They come there for you. You can play with them. You can do whatever. Okay, so there you go. Guys, 𝗵𝗵, there's some levels of interest. If we play literally the channel game, that is kind of what we're looking at. We have obviously seen a couple of these alts, they blow through the channel, and then we use that support later on. But right now for me, yeah, I'm not comfortable yet. Okay, so 1428 makes sense to me, 139 and 1344. Okay, watch those zones. And then also another highlight here, that lots of bearish prints at the moment. 2 hour, let's look at the 1 hour. Also, so much divergence here. Like, I'm not loving it. Okay, I'm not loving it. I just want to see that first. I want to see these things start resetting. And obviously, I could be completely wrong. And you know, that's a price. That's a price I'll have to pay. But I'm a little bit concerned about where some of these are looking now. Solana on the 12-hour higher time frame looks good. So this is a trade setup for you guys that I want you to pay attention to, and this could come in the next couple of days. Okay, so if things do remain bullish, you've got a trade on SOL to about 220 coming in for you guys. What is the strategy here? Well, tip number one is that we can see a 12-hour reversal print. Okay, so that is a good start for us, and we've had that a couple of times. Last time we got that move, we got a nice push up on SOL. So now we've printed this again, and we are looking for a possible push now on SOL into 220. But how do we get there without getting absolutely rinsed? And I know the lower margin guys and the spot guys, well, it's a very easy situation. You can see there's a cup and handle here. Okay, easy cup and handle. That's typically a bullish setup. So what you could do as a spot trader is use 156 as your main support. Now, that's if you're trading spot. That's quite a thick stop. and things like that. It's probably a low stress situation. Alternatively, you can use the trend as your exit play, because if you close under the trend, that is typically bearish. So you can say use 169, 170, a close under there could make lots of sense. And if you're an absolutely filthy degen, well, there's a couple of ways. You want to try and catch this breakout play, because if you catch a breakout at a major resistance zone, that typically opens the door for a trade into the next major reaction zone. So there's a 21, 22% trade potentially coming on Sol, but it needs to break this horizontal first, okay? And we've got to pop that 180 level. So what I suggest here, obviously I'm already in Sol here on LBank. Okay, you can see I'm already in $79,000 long on Sol at the moment. I'm waiting for that break before I do anything too extreme. On Sol, I want to see this clean break, probably a rejection around 188, 189, and then we just want to make sure that our support at around about 179, 180 is going to hold for us, and that is where we can add more to the position. So we want to see a clean push up, and then we want to see that dip lower down. So for me, I want the head of Sol to start breaking through this 180 region. Then we can start looking at a fresh trade, and then we want that pullback to hold down to about 179, 180, those types of levels, and that should give you a nice swing trade. Now, degens, I've got you covered. If you want to do filthy things, now's your opportunity to do filthy things. And here is Sol on the 15 minutes. And remember, if you can see some kind of flag forming under a major resistance band, sometimes that gives you a breakout into the next zone. So if you want to play that game, you could look at Sol on a lower time frame, for example, and you can see this is my 200-day moving average right here. So you might be faced with a little breakout today that pops you into that 200-day MA. Okay, so if you want to play that game, the safest degen support that I can give you is 177, and then that low there at 176. Okay, so play that if you want to play that game. For me, I'm adding Sol on the break of this 200-day MA. I'm going to buy a little bit more Sol, and then we're going to see if we can send that one higher. But right now, if you want to do degen things, you can see there's I mean, it's not great. There's a 15-minute trend break, a little bit bearish on the oscillator, okay? But the last time on the 15 minutes, we got the bearish send on the oscillator. It did actually push up a little bit, and we might be getting something here on Sol. Okay, so 177 and 176.5. Those are sort of the most reasonable stops that I can give you if you want to nibble and try and catch some breakout here on Sol potentially. Okay, so just be careful there in that area. And then let's talk a couple of things here. God, I had a wild ride on this fucking Cetus today. It was wild. It was absolutely wild. But yeah, I've got some 𝗬𝗰 running. I'm trying to play the 𝗬𝗰 recovery play, and it's not recovering very fast. 𝗬𝗆 is that little scalp I dropped in Hackers earlier. Bonk, I'm still riding this bonk from this morning with dupes. And then I've got Sol, obviously the big one there at the bottom. Okay, so let's take a look at 𝗬𝗆. And oh God, I mean, this thing's already dipped here at the moment. So this is what I dropped earlier today. And this was a little Hackers breakout play on the 15 minutes, proper degen shit. And in fact, me and Dupes were watching this morning. I think we were here somewhere watching it over there. So 𝗬𝗆, if you want to try and play some kind of scalpy play, we know this thing is going to run with BTC. Okay, we know it's going to run with Sol. If Sol starts doing a breakout, if Sol doesn't break out, well, then you're probably going to have a situation where 𝗬𝗆 rejects here, and then it starts losing trend, and then we start going to hell. Okay, so simple as that. And you can see we have dipped now a little bit. So I'm actually going to put my 𝗬𝗆 stop at 1.15. Okay, so I'm going to go just below that region at 1.15 on 𝗬𝗆. And then the upside target here, we just want to try and hit one of these VWAPs, 1.28, 1.3. There could be something coming there on 𝗬𝗆. But really, all you guys need to watch is this rising trend, and keep your eyes on this guy. If we lose that trend, we most likely come down at least to these range lows. Okay, so right now we just want to see this thing hold trend and then pop for us, and we want to hold 1.165 or we want to hold 1.15 is what we need to see play out. If that doesn't happen, I'm out of this thing. We're done, and we'll deal with it. We'll deal with it later on. Okay, so just be safe. These degen plays, yeah, I'm not feeling it. Okay, and I just want to be wrong so bad, and I want them to rip. But just protect yourselves. Okay, protect yourselves. That's all I want from you guys. And Mr. Fox caught the tip. Okay, he played just the tip with 𝗬𝗔. Let's talk about just the tip with 𝗬𝗔. And Daniel says, DGen traders fighting demons shorting hype. Yes, bro. I tried to short hype a couple of times. There's too much interest in that. There's too much money in that thing. They keep grinding it up. So I don't like to short hype. I think that is something you need along when you get a dip. And Rob says some of the alts are dropping as fast as they are going up too risky. I agree. It's a little bit dangerous at the moment. So 𝗬𝗰 tokens are in free fall after liquidity provider for 𝗬𝗰 and 𝗬𝗔 was allegedly hacked. Okay, so we had big drama earlier today because 𝗬𝗔 this morning, we were watching it. It was looking so bullish. Okay, it was really breaking through some massive levels here. And I went, oops. And I try to catch the bottom there of 𝗬𝗔. They put me under 365% pressure there at one point. Then I made the recovery. Where's it gone? Oh, there it is. There it is. Then I made the recovery play and got it back up. I was just holding, sweating bullets through this thing. Got it back to recovery. I eventually closed it at a loss, probably minus 10% or something like that. But 𝗬𝗔 put me through the merry-go-round. Now, the best part is the 𝗬𝗔 team, according to Gordon, first comes out and says it's not a hack, but they detected a bug in their oracle. Yes, amazing bug in the oracle. Please remain calm.
𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗃.
The team is working on fixing the issue. Okay, then it comes out announcement. As of earlier today, we have confirmed that an attacker has stolen $223 million. Okay, so guys, can you just if you get hacked, just say you got hacked. Okay, it's simple. So anyway, big problems here. I mean, $223 million is not a joke. Okay, that is a proper amount of money there, and I think that's caused a ton of problems. Now you can see 𝗬𝗰 got properly affected. Look at that. And in terms of what it did, well, it did hold its major support. So that is our first saving grace. So our big support for 𝗬𝗰 is the 3.72 zone. You can see over there. And right now, hold the support. Okay, if we start losing that, we start getting bearish. We go to our banger zone, 3.33 down to 3.1. That's our big banger down there. But until then, this is what we're holding. 375 down to 370. That is our main support for 𝗬𝗰 in terms of 8-hour first reversal print. Doesn't mean it's the end. Okay, it's our first reversal print. And in terms of some lower time frames, let's just see where we are with 𝗬𝗰 on the 1 hour. Let's just try and grasp what these oscillators are telling us. Not quite reset at the moment, but you can see this thing has chugged along sort of at these higher levels. And there is a bit of cash flow turning up at the moment. So there is a bit of greenery there at the moment. But look, I'm having a crack at this thing. The idea was some kind of fast recovery play. But again, not going to hang around too long. If they want to come and rinse me, I'm just going to cut this thing. And I mean, that 𝗬𝗔 made me emotional earlier. And I lost my ENA in that dump. And I see ENA is pumping again. And I had to take a stop on ENA that I had running. I think I had running this morning. It was absolutely flying. And I raised my stop a little bit, increased the size. And then through that chop today, they came and chopped me up there. Okay, so that's 𝗬𝗰. Okay, now let's talk 𝗬𝗔, because this was absolute carnage. Now, I mean, the way this thing dumped, and it's almost like it happens slowly, and then it's like a waterfall. Okay, and it just absolutely rinses everybody out. And funnily enough, it drops into, I actually haven't even checked these fibs. Let's just see out of interest what this thing went to. Oh my, look, James. Straight into a macro 618. Okay, absolute bottom on a macro 618. I haven't even looked at this today. And that is your, obviously now that's going to be your big support, but they got to sort out their hack situation, and we don't know what's going to happen there. Okay, so 𝗬𝗔, yeah, a high risk play there. I thought I was going to get a little pump out of it. I eventually left flat. Okay, so I'm kind of happy with that result. What do we do now? Okay, so I'd be very careful with 𝗬𝗔. What you typically find after a massive dump is they do ride it up, and then you come and fill that wick again. Okay, so 145, watch that area, 145. You can't make this shit up. These market makers and whatever. I just want to look at this. Exactly to the dollar, okay, to the cent on the 618. Okay, and guys, if you want to learn about this magic, and it really is magic, guys, come and join my accelerator course. Workshop 1 was earlier this week. Workshop 2 is coming next Tuesday. I'm teaching you guys how to pass the bit-funded challenge, and everybody who finishes the school gets a bit-funded challenge. Okay, so sign up to the accelerator course. It's all my TA mixed together with the oscillator, with the indicators, all those things. I teach you guys exactly how to find these bounce zones, exactly how to find these reaction zones, short and sweet. You'll know all this stuff in 10 days. You'll be trading super quickly. Okay, so take a look at that. There is a link in the show description. Just go into the show description. You'll see it there. Click on more, and you can sign up. You can sign up to my school there. Okay, let's finish this lower time frame stuff. So in terms of degen plays, guys, what you can look for is reversals on oscillators. Now, Cetus has obviously been a little bit crazy at the moment, but you can see we're getting a reversal print, and that cash flow dropped all the way down. Look at that, and now it's turning up sharply. I would say be super careful if you want to play these things, and I just want to give you some levels of interest here on Cetus, and I was just happy to get out alive. Okay, so put it that way. If this thing pumps, okay, you look at that, you already got your rejection zone. If this thing pumps up again, okay, here is a possible exit plan for you, okay, or a possible short plan again. So 194, 195, those types of levels there on Cetus. Okay, you can see that upside resistance that was super strong. Now, if we pump back up there, just be careful in that type of region. If you're going to play these games, play little games. You can see the size of this move here. This is quite a big move, this guy. Let's see, 10%. Okay, so yeah, it could be a mover. Just be careful. Your degen supports on 2 hours. I wouldn't look much lower than that. Okay, 171. If they are going to unhack themselves. And Tom says Sol is about to break. Tom, look at this USDT dominance about to break as well. Let's see. Where's our Sol? Is it time? Is it time?
WorldCoin is just flying.
Guys, I've got WorldCoin. We're going to talk WorldCoin now. Okay, we got a couple of things. We got business to take care of here. Okay, let's go. Let's talk Ondo. Tokenized US treasuries have exceeded 7 billion in TVL for the first time, hitting milestones. We know this. Okay, we are bullish on Ondo until this weekend when Ondo pumps into 1.15. Yours truly is going to open up a short, or at least close my current long on Ondo. So big danger zone, 1.15 to 1.19. That is a high probability reaction zone. That's all I'm going to say there. Okay, that is a big zone. So Ondo, you can see I'm still riding Ondo. Okay, I'm riding Ondo. There it is. Into that area. If we get it into that zone, I'm out of that position. And I'm most likely, if we get it on the weekend, if we get a pump on Ondo, I'm most likely looking for some kind of short opportunity in this region. Okay, so 1.15, I'll make sure this chart is in chart hackers for you guys. 200-day EMA, fib is in the way. I've got order blocks here. I've got horizontals. I've got trend. There's a lot of reasons why I believe Ondo will slow down, at least in that area, if there's a pump, and then possibly reject at some point next week if that does play out for us. Now, just in terms of some lower time frames for you guys, you want to make sure you're watching the oscillator, and we're getting our first sniff of bearishness on the oscillator. So I would love to see the same situation as before. Look what happened here previously. We started getting hot on the Ondo oscillator around here, and it pumped higher, and then it started falling over. Okay, so I would like to see the same thing play out like that. We'll print some divergences into this weekend, and then we'll get that kind of dump on the 4 hour. So that is my current strategy. We're going to wait a while for this. It could take a couple of days if Ondo starts ripping. And what I would suggest, just to be safe, put your alarm on so that you get notified if it does hit that area. Okay, so that is a big danger zone there for me. That's a big possible short area, guys. And it's going to be a laddered in short. I'm going to do it on isolated, and we're going to play it slowly. We're going to ladder in over 3 or 4 entries. You're not going to get shaken out unless they close above that 1.2. Okay, so that is what I'm going to be watching there. Then Hyperliquid, this was obviously a big one, and hitting all-time highs again. Open interest, 8.9 billion. 24-hour fees, 5 million. I mean, these guys are cooking. And it's exactly why we cannot short this thing. This thing is too hot at the moment. So all-time high incoming for Hyperliquid, 35. So guys, basically what we want to see for these longs. Now, every time I try and get a pullback on this thing, it just keeps absolutely grinding up. So the next trade for Hype, it's high risk to try and trade it here, but the next trade is going to be at the next rejection zone. You're going to look for consolidation, and then we're going to try and catch that break. Okay, that's as simple as that. That is what I can give to you guys, but you're going to have to watch the show and wait for this opportunity. I think Hype has got a lot more in the tank once it breaks those highs. I think it's price discovery, and this thing can absolutely fly. And while breaking the no ways, Bruno, really? I mean, that is my short zone. Okay, we're going to look at it now. Okay, A16Z and Bain just bought $135 million of WLD at the current market price. Price is down 90% over the past 14 months. I'm not sure if even seen something like that. It's intriguing, okay? World Network is growing fast, 26 million users. And how many? They 974 million users short of their target for 2025. Okay, so they're a little bit short at the moment. They wanted a billion users, and they still got 900 million to go. But maybe the concept is good. And okay, here we go. So in terms of WLD, the first place you always want to look for a high conviction rejection zone. And remember, this thing is now pumping on the news. Okay, this is a news pump at the moment. I would say put your attention to this zone. Okay, 1.61 to 1.64. Alarm is on. Okay, you might get a situation just like Sol and ETH and those things where it hits the brakes under the 200-day MA. So you might get a fake out through there and then some kind of slow consolidation and then bang, down for the retest, and it remains super bullish. Okay, it remains super bullish there on some kind of rejection. So 200-day MA, possible short coming for me, 1.63. I believe that is a fair target. I think it's going to run into that before anything happens. I don't think it will just randomly reject here. Obviously, I could be wrong. But 1.61, 1.63, guys, that is your danger zone there. Then we can work on a trade on the pullback. Okay, so when it comes back to us, we're going to pick up a nice banger at around about 135 or something like that. Okay, so just be ready. Buy green, sell red. Is he joking? Okay. Now another one, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. Okay, and Aldous Ida says, is Sonic ever going to properly pump? James was telling me Wintermute was selling, and they're nearly done. And you can come up here, so don't be scared.
I'm not sure where it's at. They had I don't know, 9 million left. They were selling 2 million the other day. It was getting close to the end of what they had.
Okay, so it will pump after that. Okay, it will pump after that. So just be patient, Ida. It will pump. Okay, get your entries on S. I'll cover it tomorrow. Okay, me and DJ and Dave will cover it tomorrow. In fact, me and DJ and Dave will cover it tonight. I forgot to tell you guys, very important announcement. DJ and Dave is doing his first show tonight in 4 hours from now. Okay, just under 4 hours from now on this channel. I'm bringing DJ and Dave out of Chart Hackers. You know what he does. He does high time frame setups, and he's really good at it. So what I've asked him to do is come on once a week and present some of the setups for you guys so you can see what it's all about, and you get to know him a little bit better. So he's doing his first show on Banter Plus tonight. So yeah, just be here. Okay, be here. I'll be joining him. Obviously, I'll hang out with him. Okay, till he's comfortable. We're gonna make him comfortable. Now, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 as well. If you are balls deep long on this thing, I just want to give you a danger zone. Okay, I want to highlight this. I was obviously hunting trades for you guys today, but when the stuff's hot like this, makes me a bit edgy. Okay, so 498, guys. This is a danger area. Look at that big danger zone here. 498. I'd be very careful in that zone. In terms of future trades on this thing, well, I think it can be relatively easy in terms of rejection zones. So if we do blow through 498, I think you're going to open yourself up for quite a nice trade to 580. Okay, so you might just have to be a little bit patient here. So you could get a pop here, rejection at 540, somewhere there, and then you're going to look for that pump. Okay, so we get something like that out of this tower at the moment. So that is how I'm seeing it at the moment. 498 is resistance. So if you're longing here, obviously you're playing that degen game like I've shown you with Solana, for example, and you're taking on that type of risk, okay? Because if it fails, they're going to come back and you're going to get rinsed there, okay? So just be super careful. 498, look for that to break. We can use that as support later. We'll use it as support. And Bruno, you know what? I'll get David to bring Brett tonight. Okay, tonight's all about David's setups. I'll get him to bring some Brett for you guys as well. Okay, that'll come in. Then Pengu. So this was an interesting one. I mean, Pengu and Muding have actually been, they come onto my radar. They've been fun. And let's see what's going on. Byzantine General says with BTC breaking, it's time to pick some alts that look good before they break out. So Pengu is one of them in his opinion. Okay, so yeah, I mean, it's looking okay. And we covered this one yesterday. I think we actually got this one. We got a scalp in this one. And right now it is breaking interesting levels. And I think it can go up to easily something like 17 here, something around 16 and things like that. So for me, for round 2, I just want to see this thing come down a little bit more. I just want to see it come back to these horizontals and give us a nice bounce. So just be patient with this one. This is a super high volatility token, so you can get easily chopped up if you randomly dump or jump into this thing. So what I would suggest here, guys, if you want to ladder into an entry, 136, and then your next ladder in zone is 1322. Remember, these things are super volatile, so all you really want to do, if this is going to stay bullish, is grab a little entry there, let it do things, come down here, grab an entry, and then you're looking for that big move. Okay, that is kind of how I would see this playing out. So 136 and 132, 133 looks like a level there of interest, and then we could at some point have one of these big pumps. Okay, so look out for that. Could be a 26-30% out of this guy. So looking interesting to me. And then Moodeng. So we had a screamer this morning, and there might be more in the tank for Moodeng. So I just want to give you guys a DGen entry. Remember, these type of tokens are super volatile. You go small position, big move. You don't go big position, high leverage, because that's how you get rinsed in like one move. Okay, so you want to keep this thing very basic. You go small position and you wait for that big move to come to you. And for me, I think if I'm going to go again at on this Moodeng, that's where it's at. Okay, so anywhere from 238 down to 239 down to 236. Just be patient. Small position, big move. So just let it come to you. Put your alarm on. Don't chase it. Let it come down. It should hover there, and then you should get something. If it stays bullish, that's where it's bouncing for me. Okay, so 236 is what you're watching. That is the big one there for me on Moodeng. And this morning we had an absolute screamer. I mean, Dupes got, we were boasting in the management group today, and Dupes dropped his XRP long that he gave, and he got 90% on a 50X. And Moodeng printed 300% on a 50X. Obviously, I've jumped out. I don't know if Dupes is still in his or not. So if it carries on going, obviously he's going to cook. But this Moodeng was an absolute ripper. A little 14% pump there in a couple of minutes. Okay, so 236, guys. That is where it's at. And then Pyth. Who's still in Pyth? So Pyth, I'm at $25,000. Profit is 1,700. So big thanks to Panda. Oh, there he is. Okay. Big thanks to Panda from Chart Hackers. Okay. He highlighted this Pyth trade and he brought it on the show for us the other day. So yeah, still long on Pyth at the moment, looking to print there a little bit more in terms of the trade. 146 is what I'm watching at the moment, and still looking bullish here on the 8 hour. So bullish divergence and still looking okay, guys. I think an exit for me, 144, somewhere around there. That looks like a fair exit plan for me. Then let's cover the shitcoin casino. Okay, so Popcat hasn't hit its big zone yet. So Popcat strange, 55. I'd like to see it in 55. That makes sense to me. In terms of DGen support, let's take a look here. Let's give you some levels to play with at the moment. Okay, DGen support level for Popcat, 49. Watch that zone. Look at that. Nice tie in there. Look at that. Very nice tie in there. Okay, that's reasonable. Let's see where our VWAP is from the lows there. Bang. Okay, and then nice DGen play. 467. 467 is a nice one there for me on Popcat. Okay, so these are possible zones of interest there on Popcat to the downside, and then upside is that 55. So if you're looking for little scalps later on, okay, look there. 496 makes sense, and 467 makes sense to me if there is downside. And then Bonk as well. Yeah, a little break also, just like a Popcat, not hitting the big zone. Look at that, not hitting our 618s at the moment. Maybe some front running again. We saw it front run the fibs previously, maybe some front running here at the moment. In terms of Bonk, how can you play this now? Let's take a look at some key support. Bang. And we just want to see our first bull zone. Okay, we just want to highlight our first bull zone. And for me, Bonk, guys, the big level is 208. So as long as you're holding 208, you should be okay. That looks a bit sad at the moment. The 2 hour, let's take a look at the 12. and the 12 looks pretty bullish. Okay, so the 12 still looks good. And remember, this 12-hour can reverse like that. The price can dump 15%, and it can print divergence, bang, or whatever, and then you're still cooking. So just remember the context and the size of your positions here when you are playing these types of games. Okay, guys, that's a wrap. Okay, now we've hustled through quite a lot of charts here for you. My current feeling is just be careful. I'm just not loving it at the moment. So I really want to see hard breaks from Sol, hard breaks from ETH. You can see these meme coins have slowed down a little bit now, and you can see they are shifting into some AI, WLD, 𝗬, Hype's doing well, those types of things. But remember, those are nice and green now. So if you're chasing green candles, you can get yourself in a bit of a spin if the market falls over. So all I want the message to you guys to be is just look after yourselves here. Don't FOMO green candles. Remember, there's always a fresh opportunity, whether it's tomorrow, whether it's the next day, whatever. The minute there's a dip and things like that, we're going to lock you into some safe entries, and then we can grow them together and have some fun. Okay, so just remember, we nailed Python. How did we do that? We built it nicely when it was red, and now we're cooking. Okay, same play for all of these things. So just be patient, and if you're trading breakouts, be safe. Okay, guys, catch you later.
Yeah.